Welcome to Providence Academy in Plymouth for boys soccer action tonight from the IMAC Conference. It's the visiting Breck Mustangs taking on the Lions here this evening in their second meeting of the season. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry. And Sig, final week of the regular season. These teams now trying to iron things out and be ready for playoff time. And now's the time when you kind of have to have everything ready to go and just sharpen up for those section games coming up next week.
Oh, absolutely. You got to reach down and really pull yourself up, because there are some teams that are in pretty solid position. Breck has a pretty good position going in, but Providence and others have, they have teams right behind them. So if they make a mistake, they could be in trouble. You get a bad seeding.
Now, Breck's had another outstanding season, ranked second in Class AA. They've only allowed 3 goals all season. They're maybe not quite as potent offensively as some of their recent teams, but I thought it was a pretty big statement when George Stumpvig said that he thinks this is the best defensive team that he's had. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing that. He was really up on the defense, and sounds like they got some really strong players, and I think that's going to be a challenge for Providence.
Providence has got some injury issues too. Their strong goalkeeper Sam Young is out, and he'll be coming back later this week, but not going to play tonight. They get a lot younger in net without him, and certainly they know coming in that this is going to be a challenge for sure. Breck beat them 3-0 first time around, but they're on their home field. You get excited, and you want to see how you fare against the best.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Breck beating 3-0, as you say, but it might be a little different now with that young keeper in the net. So they're going to be pushing him and trying to get some shots.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's game, starting with the Mustangs. And a guy who's been around for, seems like, quite a few years already. He's a senior, and one of their captains, Eric Smits, has been a guy that's put the ball away for them some this year.
Yes, he has. Number 10, he's a senior forward, has 5 goals and 3 assists. Obviously a good player. You've seen him before. He's very adept at moving the ball and taking some shots.
And Andrew McMonigal for Providence Academy is a guy that Coach Paul O'Connor touted right away. That he's been real solid for them this year, and a guy that they're going to count on to try and slow this Breck team down and see if they can't generate some things for themselves too.
Right, with 1 goal and 4 assists, he's still the kind of person that can get the ball moving and give a shot for their offense.
Well, teams need to be ready for weather at playoff time tonight too. We're hoping it's going to be dry, but it is not very warm, and that's something the guys have to adjust to down the stretch of the season. I think in some ways it's nice to have a dress rehearsal before you step out on the field for a playoff game into shivering kind of nights like this.
Yeah, we know what that's like, because we're going to start shivering also. It's going to be a mixed blessing. It's good for keeping the cool temperature, keeps their body temperature well. The big problem is going to be cramps.
All right, a little bit windy here tonight as well. We'll see who comes out on top. It's Breck and Providence Academy coming your way next here on CCX Sports.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
And welcome back here to Plymouth and Providence Academy as we get set to do battle here in this IMAC conference matchup here between the Mustangs and the Lions. Breck trying to complete a season sweep over Providence as you get a look into the Mustangs huddle there, and their veteran goalkeeper Hudson Hecker leading the way there. And look at the rest of the lineup for the Mustangs as well. got a lot of sophomores playing a lot of key roles in the midfield area, especially for Breck. Their 10th grade class is a very good one, and they're definitely relying on those guys to be some difference makers for them. Obviously, got some senior leaders that are some of their better players too, but they coming out looking to take care of business here tonight. And you look at Providence Academy, and we said they've got the young guy, the freshman, Nicholas Strazewski, who goes by Cole in net, and then the rest of the lineup for Providence Academy this evening. They won their 6th match of the year on Monday night, beating Brooklyn Center, so they're just a little bit under 500 at this point, and not as many year-round players probably as Breck, it sounded like, according to Coach O'Connor from Providence. So they're they've got probably skill for skill don't match up overall with Breck, but then again, that doesn't always mean who comes out on top in a game. So they've got to come at it, looking at it, with some confidence and see if they can get it going. Here we go. Breck will possess first. The Mustangs in white and going to bang it long, looking for Eric Smits up that right side. Smits able to control it, now spinning. And gets a cross away, and it comes loose. Oh, boy. Strazewski had to make a save early there. Now it comes back out towards Smits. He's able to get possession back here. Smits will drop it off for Grayson Phillips. Phillips serving one in there. Headed back over now to Cole Kopicki there, but bangs around, and the Mustangs get it back, playing it out to the outside. Graham Markert sending one in, and it goes through everyone. The coaches, here's a shot attempt blocked down. Another opportunity for Breck, and that one is going to be in. Mustangs go on the board first, throwing some offense at them early, and Walsh Kern, the sophomore, will get the goal here for Breck. Just 54 seconds in. Coaches for Providence were telling us that they were trying to, they're working with Cole to, to be a little bit more aggressive coming out. They said their senior was a little bit more like a defender in the back there. That one blocked, and then once it gets it back here, there's not too much chance, and blasted by Strazewski. So the goal in the first minute of the game, Walsh Kern scoring it for Breck.
I think, and coming out on fire was the Mustangs. They got that kickoff, went right down the field, took 3 shots. And then on that rebound, or they played back, just nice shot right in the open part of the net. Keeper having no chance on that one. Here we go again.
6th goal of the year for Kern as Eric Smits cutting it to the middle. Long left-footed lead pass there, knocked away, and then a follow-up try will bounce over toward the corner, and let's see if it'll actually stayed in play there as it hit the flag. Lions trying to work it back upfield there, but it's lost and regained here by Providence. Chipped ahead toward Liam Donahue. Mustangs able to get the steal. Going to work it from the back here as they get themselves organized now. Grayson Phillips controlling.
Taking his time, seeing where his other attackers are.
Interesting what Coach Stumpig said, we're definitely a possession team, but he said I've been kind of stressing that if there's an opportunity to go quick, we need to do it. It isn't always, it's tough to complete 10-12 passes at a turn, and if the defense isn't ready, you got to be willing to turn and go. They don't want to just play kick and chase soccer either. But here's a pass out front. Smith's letting that one go through, and Liam Donahue got there to break it up for Providence, and we can see they're kind of under siege already here.
They certainly are. It's going to be a long night if they don't get in there and stop the Mustang offense.
Return booted right back out to Phillips, and the left-footed try there is not close. It'll go wide of the mark, and a goal kick coming up here for Providence. Good look there at Strazewski, the young guy in net for the Lions. Booted upfield, but quickly taken back here by the Mustangs, Jake Silverman. And they will work it around and look to switch fields here. Phillips receiving for Breck. That one into the middle of everyone there. Zach Giesler stepped in to break it up, and then the Lions had it briefly, but not for long. Here's a pass ahead, quick shot, and that one will be through for a goal. As Rand Brown able to put it home for the Mustangs, and they go up 2-0. So Brown striking 3:33 into the contest here. You get another look at it right here. Briefly the Lions had it, but McMonigal's pass taken away, and then they ball ahead, and here's the shot, and it'll just get through. Strzelecki didn't get all the way down to snuff that one out.
Yeah, he could just not quite quick enough to get his hands down and the ball squirts underneath him.
Breck looking to push the attack again here, but Lions will be able to get to it and start it back the other direction here now as Eli Schmidt trying to get it back there. His pass and then jabbed ahead. Nobody home on the outside though, so it'll be a turnover and a throw coming up here for the Mustangs.
Fine. Breck very impressive in how they're moving the ball around.
Spencer Yu throwing it in. Yeah, they seem to be that nice mix of going quick but not being in a hurry.
Right.
They're you know, just knowing where each other are going to be and that type of thing so far.
Yeah, that's what I like. They're very smooth, very calculating. They know where the ball needs to go.
Lions trying to get something going as they get the ball worked upfield. Pass was a little behind Schmidt though, and then booted back and forth between the two clubs. Liam Donahue picking it up. Dropped back by Giesler. Connor McEntee was pressured there. Now it pinballs back and forth off the header. Schmidt gaining control there for Providence, but back into the Lions zone it comes. They're at least getting some more touches right now, and you know, they were earlier on, they were just kind of caught back off balance a little bit, but at least seeing some, you know, working the ball around a little bit now for Providence and showing what they can do. It was interesting, Coach, you know, I think every coach can relate to this. Coach O'Connor, when you asked about, you know, transition and things, said, you know, in practice and everything, we were pretty good at it, but it's just that this Breck team plays at such a high pace that, you know, sometimes that can kind of fall apart a little bit when you get against a really good opponent.
Yeah, that kind of goes by the wayside, and the objective is to get the ball up as fast as you can.
Eric Smits now possessing here for Breck. Smits cutting it to the middle. Looking for teammates to make a run here. Now that pass jabbed away. Nice step up by McEntee for the Lions.
But that was a very nice pass. Knew where it was going. He just got picked off at the end.
Pass upfield. The attempted was broken up. Breck able to come up with it. Now the race is on here. Pressure put on by Grayson Phillips. Yeah, Providence didn't panic though, and Giesler stayed with it. Then the pass blocked though. They're just not having much room to really get anything done. And now Brown comes up with it again here for Breck. Brown to the middle. His pass was knocked away. And the Lions will come up with it. Not for long as it gets away there from Giesler, and we'll have a throw for Breck. There's a look at George Stempfig, the longtime Mustangs coach, 17th season, and he's been through it all. You know, has had some really good teams, and you know, but not every single year is going to be a great one. But this one's turned into a pretty nice one. You know, you've only allowed 3 goals. You're doing something pretty well, and the problem for Breck, though, if you want to call it a problem, boy, their section is loaded. They've got some great teams. Totino Grace, the defending champion in Section 5A. And by the way, I think I misspoke in the pregame and said Double A. Obviously, Class A, Section 5. And Grace is the team that beat Breck in the Section Championship a year ago. But they're not the only one. Blake, also a very good side. Also De La Salle and you got to consider Benilde, you know, their record's not great, but they beat Breck earlier this year too, so they're a threat. Here's the Mustangs working the ball around nicely, and here's a shot, and Strzezuski able to scoop that one up. Maybe get him feeling a little bit better there. You know, you give a couple early goals, but he gets to make a save here and handle the ball a little bit. Mustangs gaining control again, taken away though by Schmidt, then regathered by Phillips. Mustangs looking to probe that left side this time. Getting back there, Sam Ferreira. Ferreira spinning away. And up the sideline it goes, and kept in play briefly, but not for long there, as Ludke couldn't quite run that one down. And so a throw in here for Breck. They already lead it 2-0. Got a goal in the first minute and another one in the fourth. So they kind of threw some offense at Providence early and got a couple in. The Lions will try and battle back from there. Graham Markert goes down. Play on, they say. Evan Spadafora winning that one for the Lions. Now Dylan Surveys trying to get enough room to get a cross away, but he's well defended by Spencer Yu. It's going to be a goal kick coming up here for Breck. And, you know, obviously Hecker is a great keeper. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, the rest of the unit in back, so you get a look at Alke Morales coming in for Providence. The rest of the unit in the back has earned high praise too, though, from Coach Stempfeg, and so they feel pretty good about their opportunity to keep people off the board. And obviously playoff soccer, you can win a lot of games even if you don't score a ton. If you're able to keep them at 0, you've got a great chance even against the best of teams.
Yeah, if you look at the win-loss and the goals, they being Breck beat Edina 2-1, and they lost 2-1 to Benilde St. Margaret's. So those are the 3 goals, 2 of them in one game. So their defense has been just wonderful.
Offside call here. And on the flip side, though, they have played a couple of top 10 teams lately, and they didn't give up any, but they also didn't score any against Blake.
Right.
And then another one about the week. I believe they were about a week apart. That they also had a good matchup, but a 0-0 matchup against Holy Angels.
Right, and they beat Blake 1-0.
Yeah, the first time around they did. The second time tied them 0-0. Flicked ahead here, high bouncer. Ooh, ouch.
Collision right inside the box.
Oh, that one had to hurt. As Providence Academy's John Paul Ludke went down hard as they battled for the ball. Will Surachu going up, and watch this collision right here. I think it's the fall more than the collision. Yeah. Watch how he lands on his hip.
Right on his tailbone.
Yeah. I don't think they really hit heads. It didn't look like it. And
no.
Good news for that, although it was close. But he just didn't really brace himself at all. He couldn't, and fell hard on his hip or tailbone.
So now they talk about when he can come back in. He's out because of that injury.
See John Roden coming in for him. And I think, you know, probably the worry, or at least part of the worry at first, was if they had really hit heads. But we saw in the replay there, it was close, but they didn't quite. So not to say that it isn't a big deal to fall on your hip or tailbone, because it is.
Yes.
But it looked like he probably avoided head injury on that play anyway. Grayson Phillips with the throw in. They tried to return it to him, but that one knocked away. Then Phillips reads the pass and takes it away. Breck will send it back, and Josh Taylor, don't really think that was a shot, or I think a couple of his teammates looking around at him like, wow, where was that? And Taylor kind of explaining himself there, and not sure if he meant to hit it exactly like that. It goes way wide of the mark, and goal kick here for Providence Academy. And not feeling good that you're down 2-0, but they have at least maybe feel like they weathered that early storm a little bit now. Things are, you know, a little more even out there, and they're getting a little bit of possession as well.
Yeah, I think they're much more settled. The first 5 minutes, they were just, you know, beleaguered with the Breck offensive attack. Now they're moving the ball. They have a throw-in coming up here.
I think you could even make the case that Providence has had the better of it the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, the last few minutes they've been possessing very well.
Throw in here as he tries to find an open teammate. Get a call going against the Lions, so free kick here for Breck. And it's going to be Hecker who comes out to take it. I remember that from past years. He's got a strong leg and he likes to get involved, so they will use him on free kicks. And, you know, obviously on this spot on the field, it's not a gamble, but he'll come even for ones out near midfield. Sometimes they'll use him in that role. Long up the left side there off the header. A little battle here, and stayed in play. Then knocked away from Brown. Providence has gotten more aggressive too. They were maybe playing a little tentative at the beginning, and now they've, you know, started to just kind of play their normal game. Surichu sending it up the left side. Nice little move in traffic there, but then too many to get through. Mustangs quickly regain possession though. And once again, they will start it from the back and swing it around to Surichu here. He's going to look long up the right side, and Strzezuski will come out and grab this. I was talking about it earlier, that the Providence coach is trying to work with Cole Strzezuski about, you know, not being hesitant to come off that line if he needs to, you know, sometimes you'll get a cross or you'll get a ball coming in that he's been a little bit tentative to go out after. And that'll come with experience too. Here's ahead to Eric Smits, drops the pass back, and a shot is stopped as Kern was looking for his second of the night. And there again is Strzezuski, that time making a stop. Probably his toughest one that he saved so far. The first one was tougher yet, but
this is a nice attack. And good idea. Stop the ball, don't let it get behind you, and then smother it.
Yeah, and I obviously had that one get through him earlier, that the second goal, and that time sure-handed. And subbing in now, Ralph Smits, number 7. Also 23 is Nikolai Ganev for Breck. And so the Mustangs possessing here. They're going to go back to Hecker with it. And he will swing it around to the left. They're going to swing it right back. Switch fields now. Surichu will control. Smits playing it up the line now. Ganev runs it down. Back to Phillips. Phillips a shot, and that one chest high at Strzezuski. Boy, that was nice offense by Breck, though, huh? You know, 3 guys working that ball up the side and just made it look easy.
They did. That was actually very impressive, the way they moved that ball into that defensive traffic.
Yeah, that one didn't wind up being a goal, but I think that was every bit as impressive as any of the runs they've had.
It was a great setup, good passing.
Headed into the box here. Lions clearing it out wide. It'll be a throw for Breck, but at least they stayed out of real danger there. Down for Eric Smits. Smits getting away a good cross. Almost an own goal. Strzezuski stopping that one. Ferreira with the header, but he put it right at his own net. And the goalkeeper, Strzezuski, was ready. You see the play here.
Trying to hit it out, but Strzezuski just flipped over that and put his hand down there. Watch this hand movement right there. And then upside down. And then finally, Ferreira gets the ball out of the danger area. Boy, that was exciting.
That was a really good save. That one,
that was
you
excellent.
Couldn't have faulted him at all if that had gone in. You're just not expecting that off your teammate. Eric Smits racing after it, and it was offside or a handball. Looks like they're calling there. Handball, yep. Didn't see the flag go up right away, so it apparently was onside to start, but got the ball bouncing up. Smith's showing a lot of his creativity. A moment ago, we got a shot of his younger brother Ralph, and boy, it was not hard to tell they're brothers when you took a quick look at him there. A little over 23 minutes to play here in this first half, and Breck leading it 2-0. But Straszewski, the freshman goalkeeper, there's a look at Paul O'Connor, the Lions head coach for a couple of seasons. He's also had some other high school experience around with Benilde and Edina, but a team you might have heard of called Minnesota United. He's done some goalkeeping coaches with. He played professionally in his native England too, so he's got quite a resume. You can see why Breck would be interested in hiring him, and he knows it, or excuse me, Providence would be interested in hiring him. He knows that there's some work to be done. They've got want to get first the numbers up and guys playing more year round and all that stuff, and they've got a decent club certainly, but not quite to the Breck or Blake level just yet.
Right, but they do have a coach with some nice credentials. We were chatting with him before the game, talking about some players we have in common that we are familiar with playing on the Thunder team.
Josh Taylor swings it around, and here come the Mustangs again. Kern and Smith's trying to flick that one through. Nobody home on the other side. Giesler is there, and he looks upfield and he's thinking, boy, I haven't had this much room to do something all night. Breck was just jumping into disrupt things every time any of the defenders got it early on for Providence.
I guess all that room in the field kind of shook him.
Eric Smits now. He's going to work it back. Seen this several times from the Mustangs. They like to start it from the back and really work that defense out of shape a little bit.
Yeah, they're playing 2 defenders back and 2 midfielders. We have a foul against Providence.
Trip called there as Kern was knocked down, and McMonigal was the guilty party. So free kick here for the Mustangs. They'll go up the left side with it. Pass coming to the front. Turnaround try is just swatted out of there. It was that's a tough one for the keeper because there's bodies there and you're just not really sure who is going to take this shot.
I mean, that was instant reaction. Look at this. Here comes the ball. It's in traffic, comes out, and it just gets a hand on it to knock it out.
So corner kick here now for the Mustangs. They'll come short with it, and the Lions, McMonigal, able to win that battle for the ball. And Roden knocks it out of play. We will get a throw here for Breck. Grayson Phillips will trigger it in here for the Mustangs. And they're going to play it back now for Hecker. And then boomed long. Eric Smits racing after it up that right side. He's got great skill, but he's also fast. Smits cutting it into the middle.
And the other thing you see is he's got great vision down there.
And seems to be a natural left-footed shooter there as he worked to get that ball back to the middle of the field. Got a shot away, maybe not quite what he wanted to, but it had enough on it that it was a chance that could have gone in, if not for Straszewski getting there and reading it. And yeah, and this Providence team we talked about, obviously maybe not, as much depth overall as they'd like to have in the program, but they've also had a couple of key injuries, and that certainly doesn't help. And as we said, including Sam Young, their regular keeper as well. I guess if you want to look at the bright side of things, though, it does give your younger guys some experience for future years. Young's going to be graduating, so he's subbing in now for Breck, Nassim Kushner, and also Lucas Lewin Mills coming in. Both of them 10th graders. Breck will be seeing another top 10 team on Saturday when they travel down to Rochester to take on Lourdes. That'll be their regular season finale.
It's a big battle for it down there, and Breck comes out with it. You can see Smith's calling for it because he was in pretty good shape to take that one and run, but they didn't see him or couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, they really didn't have clean possession yet, so it's hard to fault. It's not that easy to put a pass, 30, 40 yards on target when you just barely have it yourself.
Yeah, and you're being hounded.
Eric Smits now swinging it over left side. Nice ball there.
What a nice pass.
And nice takeaway by McMonagle for Providence, though, as he was not going to be dazzled by the quick little move there and just calmly took it. Play it up the middle now for Smits. The race on, and Strzelecki coming out to get it. And I'm going to give Smits a little credit there for not running into him, because it was close and you probably couldn't fault him, but at this point I think he realized that that's not going to do either of us any good if we have this huge collision right at the end of the regular season.
Exactly. That was a very good decision.
Foul call there on Providence, so here come the Mustangs once again. Eric Smits stepping to the middle with it here.
He's always looking, see who's open.
Now Kern tried to play that one through, but a lot of traffic there, and takeaway by the Lions, and here they come strong upfield, at least for a few moments, but Taylor steps in to win that ball for Breck. Little battle for it. Lions had it, and a foul call against Breck there, as guilty party was Ganev, and see Morales bringing that ball back upfield. And it's going to be a handball call here, I think, isn't it, or just a push?
I think it's just a push.
Yep. Evan Spadafora there, the junior for Providence. Ticking towards 16 minutes remaining in our first half here in the IMAC, as Breck 2 early goals, leading it 2-0, and they've still, controlled play after that, but it hasn't been quite the onslaught that it was in the first few minutes. Long ball ahead. Here's Eric Smits again. Oh, that one taken away nicely, but then Phillips broke up the pass. Going to drop it back, but a little behind James Schoenfelder as he has to run it down. Knocked away from him, but out off Breck, so a throw for Providence. John Wooden will take it here, but it gets away. Ganev now gets the ball back, and they'll swing it all the way around left side. The return pass didn't quite make it there, though. Roden broke that up. And then they send it up towards Roden here, but this one is going to get out of play, I think. Nope, kept in along the line there by Taylor, and he'll go to Hecker.
Comes Breck again, doing a good job of moving the ball, getting positions.
Smith circling here.
Very methodical, aren't they?
Yeah, they've really, gone back with the ball many times tonight.
Well, then they hit the strong spot instead of the weak spot.
And going to play it back, and Strzelecki will come out and bang that one away. It was a spot where Schoenfelder, he had to be careful. He didn't want to tap it too hard back to his keeper in case he, shot it by him.
Yeah, that would not be a good thing.
Taylor looking right up the line. Boy, in these, I tell you, the new surface, the field turf that both Breck and Providence have too, they can really play confidently with these passes. You're not seeing the ball doing anything funny, jumping around and everything, and that just adds to the speed of the game, I think, and adds to their confidence when they make these passes.
Makes a big difference. Here's a ball sent out.
We did a game on natural grass last week over at the Tino Grace, and it didn't bear much resemblance to this in terms of how you could roll the ball. Here's an opportunity now for Breck on the attack. Shot, and just wide. Ralph Smits holding his head as he thought he had a great opportunity there, but he just didn't quite hit the net.
Yeah, that time he may have been better off holding back a little bit. To see it again. He thinks he's got an opening and then sends it way wide.
Was quite a bit of net to shoot at there, but
yeah, he had a pretty good opening, but couldn't get it there.
Might get another try here. Ralph Smith tracks it down. His pass broken up, and then ball cleared nicely as Providence got back to make a play. Now the Mustangs will get it right back. Grayson Phillips. Here's Eric Smith spinning to the outside. He'll slam on the brakes and drop it back for Phillips. Oops, Phillips just gave that one right away. It was like he was fooled by the yellow shoes there by Morales.
It's the yellow shoes that get you.
Race back the other way here, and Taylor having some pressure put on him as John Roden pursued him. That one broken up, but it comes right to Eric Smits. Smits, a nice ball to the middle. Now they try to get it back to him. It almost snuck through there. And Schoenfelder, though, broke it up.
And the good thing he did, because Smits was off to the races.
Nice ball there to Ralph Smits. And looking for Brown, the race to this one. Strudowski, ooh, swung and missed at it initially, but then picked it up.
Wow. That'll give your coach heart attacks. A nice recovery.
Got the ball deep upfield here, and then a battle for it. Good work by Cervais there, playing it to the middle, and looked like Providence might get their first shot attempt there, but not really developing. Now they look at this one here.
Now look at the end of this. Comes out and just fans at it, but has enough composure to turn down and pick it up.
Yeah, he was. I think he snuck a peek at the forward Brown coming at him there, and just kind of had a little swing and miss, but. You can chuckle about it when it doesn't go in the net, though, right? Ultimately.
Well, absolutely. I mean, give the kid credit. He's doing fine for being a backup keeper. You know, he's a young player and will obviously get better. But I'm impressed with his reaction.
That pass nearly intercepted, but now the Lions gaining control again. Nice step up, though, to break it up by Surichu. Lions, though, get it right back in there as Wooden, and he was knocked down, playing it over left for Giesler. And it'll be a throw coming up for Providence. Some of their best push into Breck's territory here has come in the last 30 seconds here, and now a throw coming from John Wooden.
So now a good opportunity for the Lions.
Back out here for Wooden. Trying to step through. That one broken up, though. And now Brown looking to spring Eric Smith. Smith's running onto it here for the Mustangs. Smith's cutting it back to the middle. And now he launches a shot up and over, trying to hit that far top corner. And unable to do it.
Had the moves, got the good setup, and then he went to the far left side and then just tried to. We'll see it again.
You see, again, as good as Smith is, though, here, he's not confident enough in his right foot to keep attacking up that side. I mean, yeah, he got a good shot out of it, but if he was feeling that he could beat the keeper with his right foot, I think he would have went straight at the net. Get a push call on that ball in the air. We'll have a free kick coming up here for the Lions. Chipped ahead and stepping in to break it up there for Breck was Spencer Yu, but we'll have a throw coming here for Providence. And final week of the regular season for these teams and all around Minnesota is playoff time already here. It goes by pretty quick. You start playing games in around 20th of August or so, and wrap up the regular season early October, and then get set for section time. Providence Academy is in section 6A and Breck in section 5A. Throw here for the Lions as they try and generate a little bit of offense. Nice play by Cervez to take that one away. And could not get it into position for a shot, though. And Eric Smits will send it ahead. The race is on. Oh, Strzelecki coming way out. And then hit, I'm not sure if it was his teammate or the forward at point blank range there, but it'll be eventually go out off of Breck, and it'll be a throw here for Providence. Strzelecki that time coming way out to meet it. Wooden will take the throw here for the Lions. Played back now. Sam Scheidemann for Breck. Now they'll swing it way back around to the left back here. And Taylor will drop it across for Surichu. Here's Eric Smits. Circling through here. Tell you another thing Smits does pretty well is he really talks. You can hear him, you know, the last ball's in, let it go through, and he's decisive with a quick little command so that you trust, you know, you're not wondering what he means or what he's saying. So that's a, you know, bigger part of the game than maybe people realize.
Yeah, it's very important to have the communications going between your players. Boy, that was another nice long ball.
Yeah, he put it right on Yu's foot from about, what, 30, 40 yards away.
Yeah.
Here's Ralph Smits dropping it back now to Yu. Looking for Eric Smits. Got that ball over to Sargent. Now they try to bring it back across. It was broken up briefly. Breck will have to regroup a little bit here. Surichu getting it ahead there. Ganev had it knocked away, but it'll be Breck possession still. They'll get a throw.
Be a short throw.
Here's Eric Smits again. He's going to send it back. Taylor swinging it ahead to Yu. Lewin Mills sent it in there. Now Eric Smits gets it back here for the Mustangs. Drop that pass off. Yu's going to chip one ahead. Eric Smits across, and it bounces around. Strzelecki ranging over to grab it.
It's a good look at number 10, Eric Smits.
Yeah,
calling his name quite a bit.
Yeah, I got the cast on the arm too. And fortunately, this is the one sport where you can still be, and that one's offside, will not count. You can still do most of your usual stuff even with the cast on, although obviously it's not ideal.
Okay, well, we have a break here. Center referee for this match is David Orrick. AR1 is Victor Wozniak. AR2 is Alexander Wozniak. Father-son combination.
Nice. High boot into the middle here, and Mustangs able to control it. Taylor will give it back to Hecker. Hecker, I think, kind of recognizes that, you know, no offense to Providence, but that he's probably not going to see a lot of work tonight in terms of shots. So they're kind of working him into the game this way.
Yeah, just to get him loosened up.
Taylor controlling now for the Mustangs. He will send it long. Eric Smits waiting for that one, and the Lions able to gain possession here. But then taken away by Ralph Smits. Yu intercepts that. Bouncing it ahead. Eric Smits, but they're offside.
See the referee wearing extra padding to keep warm.
Under 4 minutes to go now in this first half. Breck leading it 2-0. But if you just watch the first 5 minutes, you would have liked the odds of the lead being quite a bit bigger now. It looked like they were just going to run them out, as they scored once just under a minute in, and then about 3.5 minutes in to go up 2-0. And you know, you were kind of wondering, wow, what's the score going to be? But
right.
you know, give the Lions credit; they've battled back.
Yeah, they've stiffened up on defense. They're not giving the the same quality shots they were giving in the first 5 minutes. But
ooh, here's a chance. Hecker coming out, and then he's able to snare that high shot from Giesler. As that one served into the box there, and the Lions clearly their best chance of the night right there. Really their first real chance. And now they try and attack again, but taken away and retaken though by Providence. Little step through, a ball booted ahead. It's going to bounce back right to the keeper, Hecker. And now he'll boot a low liner. Not sure if he meant to do that, but it wound up right with his teammate anyway. Ganev.
Yeah, it ended up in the right jersey, but he was trying to get down to the far side where.
Here's Eric Smits taking the pass here for the Mustangs. He'll play it ahead to the outside, and Parker Sargent gaining control. Sargent mishit that one as he tried to cross it there. Sargent trying to win it back, and he does. Here's Eric Smits. Smits getting in deep with it, and too deep as it goes out of play.
Yeah, again, I'm surprised he didn't take that right foot and send it across. Here's that last play in the other direction.
Hecker coming out aggressively, knocked it away, and then but the follow-up try, you know, could have been a tough one too, but he got back into position pretty clean and pretty quick.
Yeah, very quick, as he saw that shot coming or developing.
And Giesler did the right thing. He tried to lob it over him, but just didn't get it quite deep enough, and by that point Hecker was in good position that he would have been able to punch it over, if nothing else anyway. This one went out of bounds off Smits. It'll be a throw for Providence as he did battle there with John Wooden. One thing that we're used to seeing in all the games now that we don't have here tonight is a number of ball chasers. So a lot of times the players are having to go get it themselves.
Yeah, that does tend to slow the game down a bit.
Battle for it along the line. Ganev up with it, and he will restart again with Sirichu and around to Taylor. Taylor pushing the ball up the left side, but broken up. However, it comes right to Ganev. Ganev looking to get that ball away, and he does find Eric Smits. Smits stepping to the middle, and a nice pass, and the header is on target, but it didn't have a lot on it. Sargent redirecting it nicely, but it was, you know, basically right to the keeper, but still a good setup. You're impressed even when something like that doesn't result in a goal. It was still the right play to make. Lions able to gain possession here. Now they're going to go back to the keeper Strzezuski with this one. Playing it to the outside, but a quick takeaway as the time winding down in this first half. Breck might get a last chance. Here's Eric Smits, a shot. Oh, and Strzezuski juggles and makes the save. Providence, I think, got a little too cute there, and they would have been better off just banging that ball out of bounds. But instead, they give up a chance in the final seconds. Smits trying to just chip it by him, and Strzezuski juggle and catch. And so we have come to halftime, and some smiles for the freshman keeper. It wasn't fun early, but it's gotten better as the night's gone for him. He's made some nice saves.
Certainly has. And then the last one, he was backwards. Watch this.
There's the previous one where he stopped one when his teammate almost put it by him. Our halftime score here on CCX Sports is Breck 2 and Providence Academy 0. We'll have first half highlights and then more soccer for you coming up. And welcome back here to Providence Academy. Breck leading it by a score of 2-0 at halftime here of this IMAC boys soccer matchup. And the Mustangs got started real early in this one. They came out on fire, getting plenty of offense in the early going and kind of dominating things to start the night. You see the shot attempt blocked, but then the follow-up try, Walsh Kern burying it for his 6th goal of the year. That was only 54 seconds into the match. And then a turnover leads to this one. Rand Brown coming in, and that's one that Strzelecki would like to have back, as a shot was low and at him, but made it 2-0. But then, even though they got some more chances, he came up big there on nearly an own goal as Ferreira headed it at his own net accidentally there. And then some more opportunities here for Breck. That one coming up, and a stop by keeper Strzelecki in the final moments of the half as you get a look at our first half stats.
And you can see the stats are heavily in favor of the Mustangs, where the Lions have one shot on goal, 4 fouls, and no corners. On the Mustangs, they have 18 shots, 9 on goal, 4 fouls, and 1 corner. So they have absolutely control the ball, time of possession heavily on the side of the Mustangs. But Providence is hanging in there, and they're not that far behind. Actually, even though the stats don't show that, they've been playing well.
So the Mustangs looking to build on a 2-0 lead. Providence, I think, gaining a little confidence as that half went, and trying their best to stick in there. They didn't get many chances, but they're holding in better than what it might look like they might when the game got started there. 2-0 Breck, our score. We will take a timeout. We'll come back with our second half of soccer here as these teams battle on a chilly night here in Plymouth.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone.
51.
Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Probably the coldest night, wasn't it? Or welcome back here to Providence Academy along with Sig Ligry. I'm Jay Wilcox. Thanks for joining us for IMAC Boys Soccer on CCX tonight as Breck in the white jerseys leading the Providence Academy Lions here by a score of 2-0 as we check out our rankings in the state poll in Class A. And Totino Grace is rated number 1. Breck right on their heels, and we said Blake is also in their section. So 3 of the top 4 in the rankings are in Section 5A, and obviously only one of those can come out and be section champion. And I think it's safe to say probably that the winner of that section is going to be at least one of the favorites for the state tournament. We saw Totino last week, and as good as Breck is, Totino Grace looked awful good too.
Got 2 very high-powered teams with great discipline, great control, so it's going to be an interesting battle in that section.
And we said these teams both in the IMAC conference, and Breck with the lead in the league. Blake has lost 1 game in conference play, and Providence sitting at 2-5 in conference games. We are back underway in half number 2 as the Lions start with possession. And as we talked about, Sig, I think they're kind of, you're over that early flurry where they're, just kind of feeling like, gosh, we're getting overwhelmed here. And I think now they're just coming out and playing. And that doesn't mean that Breck isn't still really controlling the action, because they are. But Providence has just done a lot better job of being in the mix and making some plays of their own and stepping in and being aggressive when they need to. Foul call there against Breck. It'll be Connor McEntee, senior, putting it back into play here as he booms it up the right side. And knocked away by the Mustangs. So it's a throw here for Providence. And it will be taken by Ferreira.
So Providence off to a pretty good start in the second half. Let's see if they can get a quality shot off.
It was interesting because Breck obviously started with the ball in the first half, and they went right down and got on the attack and really started to put pressure on right away. And Providence trying to do the same here. You don't think in this sport of having the ball first as being all that big of a deal, but sometimes it can be.
Yeah, it is, because the first 5 or 6 minutes really can set the tone for the half.
Long attempt there was knocked down and a little slow getting up, but back and ready to go now. The Lions will play it back to their keeper, Strzezuski. McEntee controlling. Gets that one up into the air a little bit more than he wanted to, I think, there, but he eventually pushed upfield by Ferreira. Now back for Ferreira. He was under pressure, though, and a turnover forced. Here comes Eric Smits. Trying to leave it for Brown. Brown trying to win that ball back. See, nothing coming easy for Providence in that little stretch there. Every pass contested.
Breck doing a great job marking up. But the thing that really impressed me in the first half was the cat-like movements of Cole Suzuki. I mean, he had the first two. One of them he probably should have had because it went right underneath him. But some of the saves he made was, I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, I think the reflexes are really there. The positioning is something that's still got to come as far as, just coming with more experience. But the actual reflexes were certainly good. And he made, really at least two outstanding saves that, you could have easily wound up in the net. And this one's offside. They tried to spring Smits. He has been searching for that all night.
He's been looking for the breakaway. He says no way. He thought he was onside. But AR2, that's Alexander Wozniak raising the flag.
McEntee puts it back upfield here for Providence. Jabbed away there from Cervais, but nice hustle to get to it by Ferreira. And then over to McMonigal. He had that one knocked away. And now Breck coming back the other way. Sargent playing it ahead, Eric Smits. Sargent calls for it and gets it. I'm sorry, not Sargent, but Markert. And playing it to the middle for Brown, but grabbed up there instead by Strzezuski. Cole coming off a much better latter part of the first half than how it started for him, certainly. Back to Hecker, who's got the gray stocking cap on this half. Probably not a bad idea. I tell you, when we were doing that pregame, I was already pretty cold down there.
It was. Just enough moisture in the air to make it feel just a bit nippy. Providence trying to move the ball up.
Nice job to come back and meet it by Cervais there. But then a takeaway, and Breck will gain possession and try and get themselves established again. Good hustle though. Giesler working hard there for Providence. And that's probably, what Coach O'Connor wants to see more than anything is just that competitiveness and hustle from Providence. Skill for skill, they know that Breck is better, but
yes.
But you work hard, you make it difficult for them, you hustle after the ball, and that's what they're looking to see here.
Yeah, and they've been doing that since once they got over the shock factor of the first 5 minutes. They were on their heels. They pulled it together. They've been doing a pretty good job.
Out front it comes in. Smits. Boy, I think Providence kind of relaxed just a little bit because it looked like that ball was going to go over the end line there. But they kept it alive, and then Smits out front got a little bit of a chance. Right about here, I think most of the guys are thinking, well, this ball's going out of play, and then a pretty good job to hook it back in front.
Yeah, Smits came sneaking up pretty quickly. He saw the opportunity.
And that was one where he was in so close that, if he hits it how he wants to, there's almost no chance for the keeper, but instead he knocked it way over the net.
Yeah, that's a good old 9-iron shot.
Smits hasn't gotten on the board yet tonight, but he's obviously been, one of the best players on the field and had the ball on his feet an awful lot. And you talked about it a couple times, Sig, that just the accuracy with some of the long passes he's made have been pretty astonishing.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. You can see why he has a good number of assists to go with the goals.
Here comes Smits.
This movement. He's going to take a right-footed. Nice pass.
Brown letting it run through, and here's a shot and a goal. Wow, good control to get possession back there. Spencer Chapman waited, took his time, and then picked the top corner. And so Breck will take a 3-0 lead. Watch Smets as he controls it here. Now Brown lets this ball go through.
Right.
And Chapman waiting. And from our vantage point up here, it almost looks like he's getting to the point where he's out of position to be able to have an angle, but he put it perfectly into the top corner.
Yeah, right over the top of the keeper and into the open part of the net. Excellent, excellent shot.
Chapman getting his 3rd goal of the season. And so now a 3-0 lead. A little pat on the back there, and the Mustangs trying to go back onto the offensive attack again here, but Providence will win this ball now. McMonigal, and his pass broken up, taken by Kern. That run broken up, but the Mustangs get it back. Played ahead now, looking for Jimmy McGlynn, but he couldn't control it. Another thing Breck has done, I think, exceedingly well tonight, Sig, is anticipate where some of the clearing passes are going to be made and just intercepting passes clean, which isn't really that easy to do, but they've, at times just been in the right spot to just, receive a ball almost like it's a pass to them.
Yep. Yeah, they're flooding the passing lanes very well. They can see where the passes are coming to and are reacting quite well.
Mustangs getting a chance to use some fresh bodies now too, and it's always a little bit of a fine line. You want your team to stay sharp, and you obviously want to win a conference game and everything too, but at the same time, then if you get a little bit of a lead, it's a nice opportunity to get some work for the other guys who've been working hard in practice, and get them some experience, and also just some rest for the frontline guys too.
Yeah, as long as you're maintaining the score lead and also the time of possession.
Ooh, there's a shot that was headed toward the corner, but Morella stuck his foot out and blocked that. It'll be a corner kick upcoming. Just as we were kind of praising Providence for the work they've been doing, all of a sudden now they're starting to really allow some chances again here, where there didn't seem to be a lot of defenders in great position there until that shot was made. Then they got enough of it to knock it wide anyway. Corner kick here for the Mustangs, looking far post. Now Brown will knock it down, but he couldn't control it. It's popped high in the air by the Lions. Now Breck trying to win this ball back, and they'll do so as it's controlled by Spencer Yu. Little tap ahead, and here's a chance from in close, and that'll be another goal for Walsh Kern. As again, Providence got caught up a little bit, and little tap, and that one ended up being pretty easy to put away for Kern. The only question was whether they're going to be onside, and they were. So Kern with the pair, and it's 4-0.
Pass up front, right to Kern, and sees the open side of that net and puts it away.
Graham Markert getting the assist, and he made a nice pass, and what made it a nice pass, here's a chance the other way now as Hecker grabs it. What made it a nice play is he didn't get too excited about it and pass the ball too hard. All it really needed was a little bit of a touch to get it out kind of in front of Kern, and that's exactly where he put it. Now the Lions trying to get a little bit of offense going here. Surveys. Stepping around one, but then broken up by David Gorman for Bragg. Oh, and Hecker nearly fell over the ball there. And then he's going to play that one away.
Probably a good idea to get rid of it because he stepped on the ball and almost tripped on it.
So look at that little pass there by Markert, and then at that point, it's basically one man on the keeper. And Kern's not going to miss from that close.
No, and that's a pretty big net to try and cover at that angle.
Throwing here for Ferreira for Providence. And we get a call there. Illegal throw, I believe. And then headed out though by Breck. It'll be right back to Providence on the throw-in. Couple goals in each half here for Breck. It's been kind of a strange game. They dominated early, scored 2 right away, and at that point you're thinking it might be, you know, 10-0 or something. But then for the rest of the half, Providence battled back pretty nicely, and I'm not going to say played them evenly or anything like that, but stuck in there. And then now they've just had a little lapse in the last 5 minutes or so. We've seen, you know, a couple goals about 3 minutes apart where they just kind of got out of shape in the back and had nobody there to stop anything.
Right. It's like they didn't react to the play coming and then allowed the Breck forwards to get behind them, and that's always dangerous.
Long pass up the right side, but broken up there. Wooden breaking it up, and now we will get a call going against Breck here. He was, I think, held up a little bit as he tried to make his way around, and the AR saw that one. Where is that flag up? Survey is able to trap it down. Spinning his way forward. Tried to go outside with it there to Ludke.
Just too many defenders in the way. And Hecker will do the goal kick.
He's gonna just bring it short right up the middle here to Jake Silverman. Sends it long, it gets away from Giesler, but he does a nice job fighting back. Broke it up, but then the Mustangs get it back again. And that pass not going to connect. A goal kick upcoming here for Providence. Couple of goals for that guy tonight. Walsh Kern, the sophomore. Pops high in the air here, controlled by Ludke. And he took a little bit of a kick there. It'll be a foul on Breck and a free kick for Providence right near the midfield line there, and served in, headed out by David Gorman. And now Kushner.
The 3 on.
Oh,
3.
Here comes Kushner in alone, and he rolls it home. Nasim Kushner burying it for Breck. Good hustle, a little bit of an unfortunate bounce maybe for the Lions too, but that's all part of it as they tried to clear it, and he was in perfect position here. You see this ball ahead, it goes off the header, comes off his feet, and at this point he's in alone and did a nice job. It shows you right there where placement matters more than speed on that ball. He just rolled it calmly inside the goalpost there. He didn't have to blast it or anything. He just came up and put it where it needed to be there, and good hustle, and he gets the goal. It's 5-0 Breck.
Boy, he did make that look easy, didn't he?
Yeah, and as I said, the defender trying to head the ball, and it just happened to bounce right off Kushner too. So, but you kind of create your own luck there by really hustling.
Absolutely, he came in full speed and then slowed down and just tapped the ball in.
Drop back here now to Ferreira. He's going to play it back to the keeper. A little dangerous as they're running around the other way. Here's a shot. Whoa. And Strzezuski, I don't think he'll do that again. Or both their team won't anyway, as he had to make a save on a real giveaway in their own zone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were saying. You don't want to have a giveaway in your own end.
And I think really the first mistake is in that spot, playing it to your keeper, and then he kind of compounded it by playing it right up the middle too. So.
Right, and it was a low crawler.
Played around now to Josh Taylor for Breck. He is going to boom one long. It's off a defender, and now Lions again in a little bit of a tough spot, but good play to turn and get that one upfield. Cervais, good turn. And David Gorman might have gotten away with a little hold there.
Yeah, I think he got away with a little bit of a push on the back as it slid around him. But
Hecker sending it ahead. Knocked down, and the Mustangs will gain control again here. Kushner pushes it to the outside, and here they come again with numbers forward. Ball rolled away though, and now pops high in the air. Kushner with the header, and Strzelecki able to grab that one. Obviously by that point it was wide of the net anyway, but still a little bit dangerous. You're not sure where exactly it's going to come down.
yeah, that's a goalkeeper's nightmare when that ball goes up in the air about 25 feet and you go, where is it going to come down? How much spin does it have?
So a throw in here for Providence Academy. Ferreira triggering it into McMonigal. They put it on the feet there of John Hendrickson, who's checked in, number 13. A step up by Gorman, and he will end up winning it for Breck. Taylor is going to play it to his keeper as Hecker calls for it here and turns it the other way. Back around, they bring it for Josh Taylor. Cervais knocks it away after nearly intercepting that ball. Throw in for Breck. They have tacked on 3 in the second half here after leading 2-0 at halftime. Lions switch fields here over the left side, and Giesler sending it up, but that one is broken up, and the Mustangs quickly regain control and got a little too far on that pass though, and nice takeaway here for Providence. Ludke trying to step through, but that one is broken up. And then knocked out of play off of the Breck player. Kushner will get a throw here for Providence. Well, now I think, you know, kind of job one for them is, could we break this shutout up? That's, you know, they're obviously too far behind to really get back in it, but let's at least get one. That's what the guys in blue got to be thinking now.
Yeah, that would be a big confidence builder if they can get one in. It's tough to do because Breck seems to be so quick on reacting to the passes, getting in there, getting the takeaways. It's every time the Lions try to move the ball up, there's some white jersey in their way, or it comes up behind them and pokes it away. We have more substitutions for Breck.
Yep, Ganev and Lewin Mills coming back into the lineup here for Breck. And that ball headed
that must everything.
So goal kick coming here for Providence. McEntee will put his foot to it here for the Lions.
There's a nice goal kick over the 50.
Lions gaining control, but then a quick takeaway. Nice spin to the outside here. McGlynn, and McGlynn knocked down. And we'll have a free kick coming here for Breck just outside the box. McGlynn tripped up, and you see Ferreira telling him sorry about that. So he got him a little shot in the back.
Yeah, got the elbow up in the back. Fortunately for Providence, it was about 3 yards outside the box.
Yeah, and we could see on that replay that it clearly was the right call. Sometimes we talked about that in previous games, they really don't want to call penalty kicks very often if you can avoid it, so they'll give benefit of the doubt sometimes. Here's an opportunity far post, and it deflects just wide, as trying to get in there was Lucas Lewin Mills to see if he couldn't knock that one home, but goes just a little bit wide, so Goal kick again for the Lions here as we're just about to the halfway point of the second half. Breck in command at 5-0. And to win their 11th game of the season. Got a couple more to go, including, as we said, finishing in Rochester on Saturday against Rochester Lourdes.
That'll be a good test for them.
Yep. Always a good club. Ranked in the top 10 this week at number 10. They're another one too, like we talked about with Totino, where their Lourdes has some AA teams, I think, on their schedule, maybe more than is typical for Class A squads. I don't know. There's kind of the. I mean, it just like for a team like Totino Grace, they're in a conference that's basically all AA. And I imagine there are some that would say that's, maybe that's an unfair advantage, but I don't know that you can really limit that, or the way it's structured in Minnesota high school sports is that your section is determined by the state high school league, but your conference, you're basically free to pair up with neighboring schools that you feel are a good fit, and so I don't see that part changing anytime soon.
No, and I have to ask who gets the bad end of it, the 8 schools or the AA schools? Because when you're playing Totino Grace, they don't seem to care.
No, I don't think anybody. Somebody, if you're good, you're good, and the class part isn't really that big of a deal. But
right, that's the population and school size and whatever the high school league sets up.
And I don't have obviously right now the numbers in front of us, but Totino Grace, I would believe, is probably one of the larger A schools too.
Yeah.
They were a AA team for a long time, or a time anyway. That one flicked ahead. Mustangs able to get control, but that's a dangerous pass and intercepted briefly there by Wooden, but now he tries to get it back and he was knocked down. It'll be a foul against Breck. So the Lions with the free kick as they restart here. Chip to the front. Header goes up in the air from Ludke. Trying to get control back, and he does. And now he gets a shot, and it goes just wide of the goal. A goal kick upcoming there. So Providence, one of only a couple of really shots at net tonight, and Ludke not quite able to put that one on. There was a lot of traffic around.
It's a good try. That's their second shot on goal. 3 shots, they're shooting 66%, but only getting 3 shots not going to get you back into the game or give you that goal that you really need.
Knocked ahead here to McGlynn. Tried to go to Parker Sargent, but instead McMonigal the other way. Survey sends it ahead, but broken up. That was one of the few times when Providence looked like they might have numbers. If that ball got by the defender, it's kind of a race on there for it, and Providence might have had a shot at getting to it. Throw here for Thomas Voss for Providence. Surveys with the header. Breck's going to play it back middle here for Surichu. They swing it around up right side here, but it'll get away. And a throw coming now for Providence Academy. Knocked away. Mustangs unable to get it back though, and volleyed right back in as they pinball it back and forth. There'll be a handball call there as that ball bounced up on Morales. And so we get a free kick here for Breck.
And Heckers are going to take this one.
Rolling it short here. And now played over to Sam Scheidemann. finds Lucas Lewin Mills, and now back over for Ganev. They swing it right side. What you're hoping, if you're the coaches, is that the guys you sub in, that you don't notice a big drop off, or that the play continues, just kind of in the same way that it has been. And sometimes happens that way, sometimes not. But that's what you're kind of hoping, that everything still keeps flowing. Here's a chance. Wow.
Nice.
The Lions thought it was going to be offside, and they kind of stopped playing, and Strzezuski was left alone, and he made a stop.
He made a big kick save.
That's where you gamble, and you step up and try and create an offside, and if you don't get it, then all of a sudden you might have a breakaway against you. Hecker started that one back the other way, and here comes Sam Scheidemann with plenty of room to work with. McGlynn chipping it ahead. Ganev not quite going to be able to win that race to it.
The line defense gets their first, and they go the other direction.
But then a quick step in and takeaway, and Breck back to possessing. Lewin Mills try to go to Ganev. Now booted high in the air here. They'll swing it left side. Aggressive step up there by Schoenfelder. I'm sorry, make that Voss. Now tap to the outside. Giesler trying to get to it, and does. Spinning away here. Double teamed and got the ball away, and Hecker's going to call for it and grab it.
Yeah, I think he tried to get that off a defender so he can get a corner kick out of it. Didn't quite get there. Hecker now with the punt. Wow. Oh, yeah.
Got plenty of leg. Now you see why he takes those free kicks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What a nice punt.
Battle for it here, and kind of let things go a little bit here. We've seen a couple pretty physical plays the last moment or two. Now to the outside here. Giesler looking for returns a little behind him, and then we get a trip called as Ganev sent sprawling. It is 5-0, so you kind of have the feeling too the officials just would probably more or less like to keep the clock spinning, but you got to make sure you call, if there's something pretty blatant.
Interesting, they bring the ball back and go for the setup.
Across here, and that one is knocked wide as Sargent trying to get his foot up and direct that one on goal, but going to be a corner kick. Defender apparently did get a piece of that one, so Spadafora coming back in among others here. Ralph Smits also coming back in for Breck. And Matt Wooden reporting in for Providence as the Mustangs take this corner kick.
Third of the match.
Out front it comes. Here's the header. Oh, the save, and then the rebound goes wide. David Gorman up in the middle of the pack and got a strong head on that one, but Strzezuski the save. It'll be another corner kick upcoming. Boy, that's kind of your dream on a corner kick, when there's that little pressure around you and you can just get up and line it, but nice save.
Right, try to flick it in. Strzezuski was right there. And we'll do it again.
Lucas Lewin Mills putting it out front, punched around and then knocked in. Providence, I think, really knocked that one in, but it'll be a goal for Breck. As a 6-0 margin, and it looks like they're patting McGlynn, as he will apparently get credit for that one. As you get another look as this corner comes in, punch there. Oh no, he did get it. I'm sorry, McGlynn. I apologize, Jimmy, as he definitely got his foot. I thought you see, he reaches right around the Providence player, and that was a much cleaner goal than what I had first realized there. So again, sorry, Jimmy. easy call there to get that goal. A 6-0 lead now for Breck. Ooh, and then a little wrestling match here. And Providence right now, that's the one thing I think coaches are probably going to be a little disappointed about, is it seems as though they've, just kind of accepted their fate now late here and letting up a little bit. They've had a few too many relatively easy chances given here down the stretch.
Yeah, that time the keeper did a one-hand punch. Kind of hard to put control on that. If you use two fists, you have a better shot, but I think he was kind of in a reaction mode. Here comes Providence trying to get something going and then taken away by the Breck defense.
Third goal of the year for McGlynn, by the way, on that last one. So here come the Mustangs. Build on this 6-0 lead. We've ticked under 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Get a throw coming up here for Breck. Providence has Lincoln International coming here on Saturday. And I admit to never having heard of Lincoln International until this week when I was looking at stuff for this game. And Breck has a game against SPA on Thursday, and then, as we said, at Rochester Lords on Saturday. And then it's seeding time and find out where you'll go from there. And season can end in a hurry, obviously, at playoff time, so. And that's the thing, and we talked about it in a lot of sections. If you're a Breck, I mean, obviously, there's no gimmies, there's no guarantees, but if you're as good a team as Breck, in a lot of sections, I think you could kind of pencil them in probably to the final at least. But in Section 5, you'll get challenged in the semis at least, big time.
Boy, I would love to see the Breck Totino Grace matchup if that occurs.
And like we said, though, no sure thing, even, with as strong as those teams both are. You've got Blake to get through. You've got De La Salle. You've got Manil to get through. And so they're...
it's a tough path, but it would be fun to watch them play.
Yeah, it was a good game last year, I think, wasn't it, over at Osseo? And Totino winning it 2-1. Hecker driving it upfield. I'll drop it back now. David Gorman, and Hecker wants the ball back again here. Now Gorman. Looking sideline to McGlynn, who got that last goal for Breck, and a takeaway there. And it comes right back to McGlynn. McGlynn stops and goes back the other way, and tripped up pretty hard there by Spadafora. Breck coach is not thrilled that they weren't calling that.
Yes, and Reef David Org letting that one pass. Here it is. Well, they kind of tripped him up.
Yeah, quick heels there, if nothing else. I thought, to be honest, I thought it looked worse initially. Seeing it again, it probably still should have been a foul, but it wasn't quite as big of a thing as I first thought. There's a one-hopper in at Hecker. He'll distribute to Sam Scheidemann. I will say this, and I don't mean to say that Breck shouldn't be doing it, but when you're doing this and passing back to your keeper and stuff, you're guaranteed that the other team's going to get a little angry at you. I mean, and I'm not saying they're doing it to show them up or anything like that, but there's no question that if you're on the losing end, that's going to probably annoy you a little bit.
Yeah, well, I hear you, but then again, they've also got a lot of players in now that don't normally start. So they need to learn and practice how to pass the ball around.
Yep.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Surachu sending it up the right side. And it'll get out of play. We get a throw coming up here for Providence.
Looking over the shoulder of our fearless friend, Willie Markham. We got Breck with 30 shots, 16 on goal, 6 goals and 4 corners. They're shooting on-goal percentage right now for the game is 53%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good numbers for the entire game.
Banged long here. Survey's trying to win that ball. Ooh,
that could get you a card.
David Gorman getting pretty physical with him right there. And just a little stern warning here. You see Survey's a little bit of a push, but then watch coming back. Ooh, he got the knee under the back of the leg there. That one could be dangerous.
Yep. If that leg would have folded, that could have been a red card.
Now, just as I said a little bit ago, how maybe I could see why Providence was frustrated, I can see why Breck, they've had some of their guys run a little bit here, and so that might have been a little bit of a message back from a couple of the previous hard ones that they'd taken too.
Yep, little payback.
Yep. Here comes Parker Sargent. Nice ball to the right. Ganev getting control, shoots, it goes off a defender and in. Change direction there. Hard to tell, obviously, if Strzelecki was going to have a chance at it anyway, but once it hit that defender's heel, he had no chance anymore, and that one will go in for a goal for Nikolai Ganev.
You'll see it again. He comes a pass over to Ganev, sets it up, and it just ricocheted over a foot of the defender, and it goes in. I didn't get the number of the defender, but he was trying to stop it, and it ricocheted right past the keeper.
And you could see Strzelecki, obviously he's getting his momentum going toward where, he feels that shot's going to go. And just one of those things that happens. He was trying to make the right play, trying to stop that ball. And sometimes you stop a goal, and sometimes you help create one, but that's the way it works. Ganev runs it down here. Ralph Smits putting it onto the foot there of Coleman McNally, I believe that is in there now. And knocked away. We will get a corner kick coming for Breck as you get another look at this goal. Sargent making the pass, gets by the defenders. Ganev controls, and you'll see right there, just off a foot.
Yep, just you can see the flight of the ball changing.
So the corner kick here for the Mustangs. Taylor with the header. Oh, it's off the crossbar and then wide.
Wow.
I thought that ball was going to go over the net, and all of a sudden it really wasn't all that far from going in. So Josh Taylor getting up there for the header.
Lewin Mills was close on that one. Just under 3 minutes to go in the match, with the Mustangs comfortably in the lead. Providence not getting much off in the second half, and there's some shots or movement.
Boss's pass knocked down. Breck creating another turnover here as Parker Sargent will dish it back. Gorman will work it over to Scheidemann. That pass knocked down, but then cleared out of play by the Lions. We'll get a Breck throw in here to be taken by Scheidemann. Really interesting how it worked out in this Breck program. I mean, they've got so many sophomores playing in, but Grayson Phillips really the only junior. So it's almost all either 12s or 10s by their names on their roster. So they've got, a good core group that's going to be strong for the next couple of years too. And obviously not every class is going to have a Smiths or a Hecker or guys like that in there. So you're going to have to replace some real big seniors, but they should be pretty solid in the years to come too.
Yeah, they have a solid program, and they're going to keep building on it.
Ball played back here to Hecker. Sending it long up the right side, and it's Strzezuski coming out to grab it. He had a little trouble with it, but they'll pick it up and shovel it over to McEntee. And that pass broken up. Little battle for it along the sideline there. It'll go out. It's a throw for Breck, I believe. Spencer Chapman will leave it there for Scheidemann as we're down to about a half minute to go in the contest. Breck scored 2 goals very early in the contest and then just held a 2-0 lead into halftime, but they've put it away with 5 more here in the second half, showing why they are ranked number 2 in the state in Class A and getting ready for some big playoff potential here as their Section 5A tournament, and the Lions will be competing in the Section 6A tournament coming up as, again, that all starts next week. So we have reached the end of tonight's contest, and Breck cruising to the victory here as they will win it by a final of 7-0. And Sig, you have to say at the very least, Breck is going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
They're going to be more than tough. I mean, they're going to be very difficult to get past. And if any team comes in and doesn't play their best, they're going to be in trouble.
So congratulations to the Mustangs for the victory here tonight. And again, best of luck to both teams as they get set for their respective section tournaments. Your final in this one again is Breck 7, Providence Academy 0. For Sig Liggery and all of our CCX Sports crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Plymouth.